History and fiction are filled with warriors, kings, and conquerors, but few characters have captured the imagination of audiences like Maximus Decimus Meridius. His story is one of loyalty, betrayal, tragedy, and vengeance. He was a man who stood at the peak of power, trusted by an emperor, and respected by thousands of soldiers. In this video, we're exploring Maximus Decimus Meridius. Rome's greatest general became a slave. Trusted military commander. Before tragedy struck, Maximus was Rome's most respected military commander. Years of campaigning had earned him a reputation for courage, intelligence, and unwavering loyalty. He led from the front rather than hiding behind lines of soldiers. His men trusted him because he shared their hardships, marched beside them, and risked his life in battle alongside them. On the frozen battlefields of Germania, Maximus demonstrated why he was considered Rome's greatest general. His strategic brilliance allowed Roman forces to overcome fierce resistance and secure victory. Every decision he made reflected his deep understanding of warfare. He knew when to attack, when to hold ground, and how to inspire exhausted soldiers to keep fighting. What truly distinguished Maximus was his character. Many Roman commanders sought glory and political influence, but Maximus remained focused on duty. His loyalty belonged to Rome rather than personal ambition. This made him rare in an era filled with power-hungry politicians and scheming nobles. His soldiers viewed him almost as a father figure. They believed he would never abandon them. The respect between commander and troops created an unbreakable bond forged through years of warfare and sacrifice. The victories won under his leadership expanded Roman influence and strengthened imperial power. Emperor's chosen successor. Emperor Marcus Aurelius had spent years observing the character of those around him. As age and illness weakened him, he became increasingly concerned about Rome's future. He understood that the empire needed a leader guided by wisdom and integrity rather than greed and ambition. Among all the men in Rome, Maximus stood out. Marcus Aurelius recognized qualities in the general that few others possessed. Maximus was honorable, disciplined, and committed to serving something greater than himself. Unlike politicians seeking personal gain, he genuinely cared about Rome and its people. The emperor believed the empire was drifting away from its republican ideals. Corruption and political intrigue threatened the stability of Rome. To restore balance, Marcus Aurelius planned a radical solution. Instead of leaving absolute power to his son Commodus, he wanted Maximus to help guide Rome back toward a government that served its citizens. Betrayed by Commodus, Commodus had spent his life expecting to inherit the Roman Empire. As the emperor's son, he believed power belonged to him by birthright. Hearing that Marcus Aurelius intended to pass authority to Maximus shattered his expectations and ignited a deep rage. For Commodus, the issue was not merely political, it was personal. He desperately craved his father's approval, but constantly felt overshadowed by Maximus. The general represented everything Commodus was not: respected, disciplined, admired, and trusted. Jealousy transformed into hatred. Unable to accept his father's decision, Commodus chose a path from which there could be no return. He murdered Marcus Aurelius, seizing power before the emperor's plans could become reality. Family murdered. No tragedy in Maximus's life compares to the loss of his family. After escaping execution, he raced home with a desperate hope that he could still protect his wife and son. Every mile brought urgency. Every moment mattered. He knew Commodus would seek to eliminate all possible threats. Unfortunately, he arrived too late. The emperor's soldiers had already carried out their orders. His family had been brutally murdered. The home he dreamed of returning to had become a place of unimaginable grief. The sight shattered him emotionally. Throughout years of warfare, Maximus had witnessed countless deaths. He had survived brutal battles and endured hardships that would break most men. Yet nothing prepared him for the loss of those he loved most. His wife and son represented everything he fought for. They were his motivation during long campaigns and dangerous battles. The dream of returning to them sustained him through years of separation. Sold into slavery. Exhausted, wounded, and broken by grief, Maximus eventually collapsed and was captured by slave traders. Once celebrated as Rome's greatest general, he was now treated as property. The fall was staggering. Only weeks earlier, thousands of soldiers obeyed his commands. Now he stood in chains among prisoners with no rights and no freedom. His name, rank, and accomplishments meant nothing in the slave markets. The contrast highlights one of the story's central themes: how quickly fortune can change. Power is temporary. Status is fragile. A man can stand at the top of society one day and lose everything the next. Slave traders saw only a strong body capable of generating profit. They knew nothing about the commander who had led Rome to victory. Became a gladiator. Purchased by a gladiator trainer, Maximus entered one of the most brutal professions in the Roman world. Gladiators existed for entertainment. They fought for the amusement of crowds, risking death every time they entered the arena. Most slaves feared this fate. Maximus embraced it. Years of military experience made him a formidable fighter. While other gladiators struggled to survive, he quickly established himself as a dominant force. His battlefield instincts translated perfectly into arena combat. Yet unlike many gladiators who fought for fame, Maximus had a deeper purpose. The arena offered a path back to Rome. It offered an opportunity to get closer to sought revenge. Revenge became the force driving Maximus forward. Every battle, every victory, and every sacrifice moved him one step closer to confronting Commodus. Unlike blind rage, his revenge was focused and disciplined. He understood that rushing toward his enemy would only lead to failure. Patience became a weapon. As his popularity grew, he gained allies who opposed Commodus's corrupt rule. Senators, soldiers, and citizens increasingly viewed Maximus as a symbol of hope. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content. Hit the notification bell to stay updated with our latest videos. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching.